Production.
Alright, we got Generac holdings here, Gnrc. So what are we looking at? I got this on the daily time frame. Let's go to the weekly time frame, right? We got mad extended in the 2020 bull market. So here's the low we made in March 2020. We rip up 560%. The stock goes from $78 to $522. Do I know what this company does? No. So keep that in mind. Do your own due diligence. I'm just looking at the technical analysis here. So after we get this massive pump, we hold nothing. But then again, keep in mind the interest rates, real estate markets kind of pulling back. And you can call it the Ukraine-Russia war, right? Like there's a few things that kind of came into play throughout the past couple of years since November 2021 that really kind of scared the shit out of the markets. So that is what causes this. Now, keep in mind, this also traced back 83%, right? Right back to March 2020 levels, April 2020 levels. I do kind of like the setup here because we're starting to see, you know, bearish volume on the weekly time frame. It's slowly coming to, like, it's dying out, as you can see. If you look at the bearish volume, it's dying out, which means we're running out of sellers. And now we're starting to see real quick how price is pushing to the upside now, right? So our resistance at 207 here is our next clear resistance since we've broken up above this 127 zone, right? So let's zoom in on the daily time frame. We had a few gaps left behind, some gaps here, and it's kind of like that. This happened so quick. You could use the you could use the volume profile tool to see like where is our actual resistance. And as you can see, if we zoom back to March 2020, right, that's given us almost 3 years of price action data. Most people have gathered shares at $103. Now we're above that, right? So because we're above that zone, and as you can see, the resistance over here above, or the supply, it gets weaker until we get up around this area, which is this next resistance. We could see something happen here where I'm going to take this tool off real quick, right? What would we be looking for, right? Go back to the trends. Keep it super simple. We were in a downtrend for a significant period of time, right? We'll go back to the weekly. So we've been in a downtrend for a significant period of time, right? Can't make new highs, just continuous high or lower highs and lower lows until we make a bottom. Then we make still a lower high, but we create a higher low, and then we create a higher high, which is higher than the previous one. So if you're looking at this from a trend perspective, what we want to see next is where is this next higher low going to be if the trend is now in our favor, right? So these are just the small things we got to pay attention to give us a signal if this is worth buying. It definitely looks, simply from a value perspective, right? From price, we're talking about price. I don't know what the company does. I don't want nobody screaming at me like about the value of this stock. I don't know what they do, but we're talking about a price perspective. It was once at $522, and now it's sitting at around 73% down. If this wants to come back to its mean, right, its basic average, call that around right around 250 to 280, that's potentially a doubler here. So how are you going to play this? This is when you need to start asking yourself questions like, how long do I want to hold this stock? What is the plan for my trade? What am I looking at here, like in terms of a weekly trend, a monthly trend? Asking yourself these questions can give you a strategy or a plan on how you want to invest in this. Do I want to go options and go long dated, right? Like there's a bunch of questions you need to ask yourself. But for the most part, that's the breakdown here on Generac Holdings. I do think there is some value to be had here, and this could be one of the names that, do one of these and it just slowly continues to go up, and then as resistance or supply dies, we come right back slowly up into this 270 to 280 zone. So that's the breakdown on Generac. Easy.